A very good evening to you all and welcome to our second and final edition of UBC News Tonight. This Monday, the 12th day of May 2025. First though, let's have a look at our top stories. Tonight, President Museveni bans police bail to suspects accused of stealing PDM items. Mother's Day preparation, animating Diocese of Lugazi seeking 50% of funds for preparations. European Union delegation meets leaders of National Unity Platform. And traffic police urge motorists to adhere to the traffic guidelines as the country counts down to the Mother's Day celebrations. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, it is Senyobo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has banned police bail for the suspects accused of stealing PDM items such as poultry, chicken, goats and cattle. Museveni says any police officers who grant bail to suspects accused of stealing PDM items will be arrested and dismissed. The president made the remarks in Kasese municipality as he visited some PDM program beneficiaries. We have more in this story.
Luz of Chizungu Cell in Kasese municipality is one of the successful beneficiaries of Paris development model. The 60-year-old lady with vision impairment received the 1 million PDM cash 2 years ago and ventured in poultry farming. Out of the 1 million, she used 600,000 to purchase 100 chicks. That earned for her about 2 million after 3 months. From last year, Pelus has sold chicken 8 times and progressed to owning 750 chicks now. She is estimated to earn close to 10 million.
I thank the president for introducing PDM program, which has helped me get out of poverty. I'm optimistic that those who haven't gotten will also get and get out of poverty.
President Museveni visited Bira Pelus and commended her for the good utilization of the PDM funds.
This is your money. Why can't you follow it up? Now this time, instead of using government agents to kugabula, we are saying, no, this is the money now, is yours. Direct you, the parish people, through your elected people.
During the visit, Museveni took a strong stand on police bail for suspects accused of stealing PDM funds such as chicken, goats and cattle.
This officer is giving bail to thieves. I will arrest him. Ndio police amimi akaha akarikomundu eni omibi atolere police yoyo ini amukora kungebera rukuka because I banned it kusangwe echo abiri chiha. But now you must expose him, like you have got members of parliament. Atineri nyene mutolere moturawo so that I know that the regional police person in Kasese did not implement my order. So now if I don't know, then how will I act? So again, this is in your hands.
The area leaders, including the State Minister for ICT, Godfrey Kabianka, expressed hope in PDM to fight poverty.
Message to the beneficiaries: use the money in the enterprise that you ask the money for. But also in the municipality, I think we shall need to make a bit of adjustment, because you cannot just bring PDM for only agriculture, crop and animal. I think there must be PDM for business.
At least 250 people from each parish within Kasese municipality have benefited since the program was launched 4 years ago.
So far, we've done well there, and now we are trying to continue sensitizing the leadership of the circle to do the right thing. You know, the people we are working with are in, we call them at times vulnerable, or they are in subsistence.
Philip Aguta and Stephen Kalisia for UBC News in Kasese.
Thanks, Kalisha and Aguta, for that story there. And as part of his 3-day wealth creation visit to Rwenzori sub-region, President Museveni has also visited Bernard Kachuro, a resident of Buganikere sub-county in Bundibujo district. Now, Kachuro is a model farmer growing cocoa, but also practicing fish farming and cattle keeping, among others. Robert Onyango reports.
As education became a hurdle for Kachuro Bernard during his teenage days, he rather never despised himself, but gave agriculture a trial.
At the
beginning, the dad took him to school, but he did not complete education. He dropped out. And then he started farming. He was cultivating sweet potatoes, cassava, soybean.
Indeed, after several years of highs and lows, finally the try never lied him.
The money is used. Is used for paying school fees, in the construction.
Kachuro, who is a resident of Kanyantua East Sale in Buganikere sub-county Bundibujo district, has now become a seasoned cocoa farmer in this area.
And who has diversified is into fish farming and processing palm oil and many other things. You can see even the kind of house he has put up from the proceeds of cocoa.
First of all, cocoa has transformed this area, and as you were coming, you saw how people have developed just because of the prices of the cocoa are always favorable to the farmers.
In fact, he is living testimony of the saying which goes, start small but think big.
In every month, he gets 60 million, each kilogram costing 20,000 per kilogram. When he saw that is not enough, he went into palm oil farming.
With the president visiting him on Monday, 12th May 2025, Kachuro has now turned his 12-acre cocoa farm into a demonstration site.
Cocoa is the only thing, the only gold we have here in Bundibujo. And like any other country, like any other district, has the matoke, they have fish, they have what. For us, majorly, the source of income which we have is cocoa. And in Uganda, as we talk now, most of the monies that enter the country, Bundibujo takes the lion's share in terms of exportation of cocoa.
Kanokusima ba Bundibujo bona abuko bona nabandi nabo bariyo nkabaroreira kana ba Bundibujo tubara twenzire ukwenda mu rutorano kwetaye. They didn't overburden us. Bino byokko ibakora bo bakabyesomesa.
Although Kachuro is on a right track, however, barriers like power connection, poor roads and water shortages still hampers not only his dream, but even that of the communities of Bundibujo.
solar yone cooperatives. Solar ni takuba ya mwena. Ati Kachuro agambira ngo atangie kulisa nagonza kufoko umuhuma aine ntemu atanaza kwa milioni 12 agulenti ibiri.
As the president kicks off the 3 days wealth creation visit to Rwenzori sub-region, President Museveni acknowledges the determination exhibited by Ugandans like Kachuro towards wealth creation. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
The Vicar General Lugazi Diocese, Monsignor Richard Kayondo, has called for more support towards the 3rd of June Martyrs' Day celebrations. Monsignor Kayondo says the diocese still has a deficit of 50% of the funds required for the preparations.
We shall have a grand entry to Namongo on the 1st June. We shall come on foot and we intend to arrive at Namongo at around 5 p.m.
Lugazi Diocese will animate the 2025 3rd June Matters Day celebrations on behalf of Kampala Ecclesiastical Province under the Uganda Episcopal Conference. Established in 1996, the diocese last animated the Matters Day celebrations in 2003 for the first time under Bishop Matthias Sekamanya.
It was in 2003. So from 2003, this is 22 years ago. Most of those who were around are gone.
This year will be the second time the diocese animates 3rd June as the Catholic Church celebrates Matters Day under stewardship of Bishop Kakoza. The event will feature several liturgical services, cultural performances, and spiritual reflections. The Vicar General Lugazi Diocese Monsignor Richard Kayondo says prior to 3rd June, the diocese will host several activities including pilgrimage for children, slated for 30th May at the diocese.
The reason we chose to have them come a little earlier than 3rd was to give them enough time and opportunity to understand better and appreciate more the great gift of the Uganda Matters which God has given us.
Out of the required budget for preparations, only 50% of the funds have so far been raised. The funds will aid in liturgical services and supporting the 500-member choir drawn from the 34 parishes of the diocese.
Allow me, on behalf of the diocese, to let you know that at least we have been able to raise 50% of the estimated budget. There's some deficit that is left. So we have not yet materialized all the money that we needed to arrange the two functions.
On security and safety reasons, the diocese has called upon all pilgrims to register with their respective parishes.
We appeal to all those who will be coming to Namongo for the 3rd June 2025 Uganda Matters Day celebrations to register at their parishes and have their names accredited so that the proper arrangements can be made for them for their own security and safety.
Lugazi Diocese has two significant sites of where the two matters Ponshano, Ngondwe and Mokasa Chiriwawamvu, and the diocese is working out plans to ensure that the two sites are developed as a milestone for the celebrations.
We have a site in Bulimo where Ponsi and Ngondwe was born. We want to develop these two sites as a remembrance of our year of pilgrimage.
The theme for the celebrations, "Oh Lord, let me see again, I, your pilgrim of hope," was integrated with the Jubilee year announced by late Pope Francis. The Uganda Matters were a group of 22 Catholic and 23 Anglican converts to Christianity in the Kingdom of Buganda who were executed between 1885 and 1887 under the order of Kabaka Mwanga. They were beatified in 1920 and canonized in 1964 by Pope Paul VI, which now marks the significance of 3rd June Matters Day, which attracts millions of pilgrims from across the world in their honor. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for UBC TV.
Issues pertaining to politics now, and leaders of the National Unity Platform have held a closed-door meeting with the European Union delegation at the party's headquarters in Makerere, Kavule. The meeting aimed at discussing various political and national issues.
The EU delegation was led by Ambassador Jan Sadek, the European Union head of mission. After a 3-hour closed-door meeting, new President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu disclosed to the press some of the issues that topped the agenda.
We took the opportunity to express ourselves. Of course, the whole idea, the EU delegation wanted us to discuss a wide range of issues, including our preparation for the elections, our plans and our alternative policy. Of course, the leader of the delegation took opportunity to explain himself, which I wouldn't want to reiterate. I will explain it. So it was a productive conversation. I took opportunity to also raise the plight of our brother Eddie Mutwe.
Jan Sadek, the EU ambassador to Uganda, highlighted the importance of the meeting with the leading opposition party as the country heads to the ballot in 2026.
I had a meeting this morning here with the NUP president and his team, together with the European Union member state ambassadors. And this we have done in a series of meetings that we are pursuing with all the political parties. So we have met with NRM, now we are meeting with NUP, and we will proceed also with the other political parties.
He further commented on the recent developments surrounding the Kawempe North by-election and related controversies.
The NUP leadership, we have discussed the conditions, the status of affairs in Uganda and how this will affect the elections next year. We have seen this year that there has been some violence around the by-elections in Kawempe North, and we have discussed and expressed our concern about that.
Irene Faith Nantongo, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
The People's Front for Freedom has finalized its registration process into a political party and now only awaits formal gazetting by the Electoral Commission. The acting party president, Lord Mayor Dr. Elias Lukwago, spoke to the press.
Never surrender, Dr.
Elias Lukwago, the acting party president for PFF, has confirmed that the People's Front for Freedom party registration exercise almost done and called on promoters to begin nationwide recruitment.
If there is any one of you who still had doubts in your mind and heart that probably the process is still encumbered by this or that, take it that the processes have been accomplished in accordance with the law.
Philip Wafula, the chief promoter, expressed satisfaction with the progress and confirmed that the PFF will have representatives in all electable positions in the 2026 general elections.
The process is that we have complied everything. We got a letter from the Electoral Commission, a report rather from the Electoral Commission on Friday. We are compliant. We have everything that they want. We have fulfilled.
As early as next week, we are going to send you forms to express interest in the positions.
Having officially declared his withdrawal from the FDC, Chira Municipality MP Semujunganda encouraged members to remain committed and vigilant as they position themselves for leadership within the new political formation.
Now I am PFF. That's my new address starting today. So I have no hesitation to speak as a PFF. Just emphasize what you already know, that what we are fighting now against and what we are fighting for now is more urgent than it has ever been. Fighting just to continue existing.
The PFF members paid tribute to Dr. Kiza Besige, who is still under detention.
Draw inspiration and courage from his charisma and steadfastness, and to make a vow as promoters that Dr. Besige will never be betrayed.
Chairpersons from the 4 regions presented updates confirming that signatures have been successfully gathered from over 115 districts. Cayenne Faith, Nanono Smile, for ABC.
A Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, is at stage 3 of vetting presidential candidates following a successful nomination process that saw 2 candidates nominated out of the 5 that expressed interest. While addressing the media at Najana Nkumbi, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Boniface Toterebukama Mwenda, said the Secretary General of the party, Nathan Nandala Mafabi, and the party president, Patrick Oboy Amuriat, fulfilled all the nomination requirements. Meanwhile, FDC party is to hold nominations of special interest groups on June the 2nd.
We are going to interface with them tomorrow. Look at the qualifications, the other requirements again, as set out in the electoral guidelines and other laws in the country. The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, as amended. The Presidential Elections Act, 2005, as amended. The Electoral Commission Act. We look at all the qualifications contained in all those legal documents. And really, if somebody has never been involved in hostile activities against the party, like campaigning for candidates other than party candidates, publicly stating a position that is likely to cause disunity in the party. We look at such things. Engaging or expressing views that are sectarian in nature. Even withdrawing candidature after being nominated as a party candidate. I've ever told you here, once you are nominated, you are a party property. There is no way you can withdraw. And all even these academic papers, we looked at them here at nomination, but again, and then we look at the popularity of the aspirant, we look at the ability to express yourself, and so many others. So that's the interaction between the Electoral Commission and the presidential flag bearers. Mind you, this exercise we are handling is for the presidential flag bearer of FDC. If FDC can produce the 10th president of the Republic of Uganda. Otherwise, we have already the party president. The party president runs from 2023 up to 2028. The process we are now engaged in is for a state president of the Republic of Uganda. Members of the party need to follow this guidance not to appear past the deadline for any of the levels. Here we are talking about picking expression of interest forms and nomination forms. If members don't follow this keenly, don't blame the Commission for your failures. Briefly, the Commission set picking of nomination forms for MPs, LC5 chairperson, and municipality mayors on the 4th and 5th June, and their nomination will take place on the 9th and 10th June 2025. The Commission, through its district electoral supervisors, shall man this activity at the respective districts.
To other news now, and traffic police is urging motorists to strictly adhere to the traffic guidelines as the country counts down to the Matters Day celebrations. Pilgrims have started trekking to Namongo from across the country to honor the Ugandan Matters. Take a watch.
Have started trekking to Namongo in Kampala for the Matters Day celebrations slated for June 3rd. As the pilgrims hit the road, police is cautioning motorists against reckless driving.
We are going to be escorting these pilgrims from one point to another as we hand them over to different officers on those routes. These officers will be riding ahead of them with motorcycles. Some will be walking with them on some short distances as we hand them over to other officers who are deployed on that same route. Also, moving in groups, it is important that we move in groups, for it is when we are easily identified or seen by other road users. 3, to make sure that we are visible at all times. You have seen most of them having reflective jackets, and we urge everyone, every pedestrian, a pilgrim, to have a reflective jacket while moving on the road.
In the first week of May, police registered 35% of accidents attributed to reckless driving and overspeeding.
Cyclists accounted for 35% of the total fatalities, highlighting the vulnerability of motorcyclists on the roads. Additionally, there was a notable increase in passenger fatalities in motor vehicles, contributing to 27% of the total death.
Meanwhile, 7 warriors were arrested and 2 guns and 4 bullets were recovered during police operations in Karamoja.
We also arrested 7 of them. We recovered 16 cattle. In the week, 14 had been reported stolen. We also registered 5 stolen goats. We recovered 5.
Police have also arrested suspects in Mpigi for terrorizing residents.
When we arrested this fellow, we managed to have information of how they have been strangling border riders in the areas of Chengera, Nansana, Kalere, Katwe, a number of areas.
Charity Marion Imnat and Rigana Homuza for UBC News.
To Nakaseke district now, where it's not good news from there, because the territorial police in Nakaseke district are investigating a shooting that led to the death of a Shafiq in Busowa Mese Market. While addressing the media, police spokesperson Chituma Rusoke advised security personnel and individuals licensed to operate firearms on self-discipline.
The shooting in Nakaseke, Busowa at Mese Market was as a result of an ongoing land conflict where the accused, Mbawa Joshua, is said to have encroached on farmland belonging to some villagers.
Najja ate n'aleeta ebibye okulundira n'atandika okulundira mu nnimiro z'abatuuze bange n'ebyaffe n'abyonoona.
Last week, the Grade 1 magistrate ordered the accused not to step foot on the contested land until the matter was fully settled in court. However, the accused defied the court order, which subsequently led to the fatal shooting.
Netubadde beeraliikirivu nnyo, sente zaffe zifudde, tetuyina wala we tugenda kukolera. Kale awo kimpaddemu amaanyi nti bw'aba nga kooti bwesazeewo nti aleme kuddayo ku ttaka eryo, tunayiiya ebirala ebigenda mu maaso.
The circumstances surrounding the arrest of our client are not attributable to issues of ownership, but rather because the security personnel he deployed therein are the ones who were also arrested, and the file was escalated and our client was charged with so many counts.
The police spokesperson Rusoke Chituma confirmed the arrest of the suspect in relation to the shooting incident.
So in the process, one called Karim Simon Peter on the other side gets a pistol. He's also a guard. He shoots at Shafiq, and the shooting becomes fatal. So the underlying issue is that yes, there is a conflict, but 2, there was a confrontation between the 2 security guards. We have made those arrests, as said. We condemn any use of a firearm that is not appropriate and proportionate.
Police have also warned individuals licensed to carry firearms that they risk being detained and their licenses revoked if they misuse the firearms.
A person anticipated to be of good conduct, of measured temperament, misusing a firearm. Now, when you do, then there we have nothing to do but to take you on in accordance with the law. We can confiscate that firearm, we can delicense you, but also take you through courts of law.
The shooting in Nakaseke is one of the many grievous incidences related to land conflicts. Komagum Rogers and Abdul Nasir Luwama for UBC.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Fun battery phone.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has 2 subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher development projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Ginger Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The Baseline Education Census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The Baseline Education Census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
Amazina ganje ninyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco ninduga mu district ya Rukungiri nyo muhanguzi wa miliyoni 16 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana star 278 hash nkafuna message erikweka mu muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo neri y'abafere sente ziriyo zona bakaziteka ngo nazihangwira.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Life in Uganda today comes with so many uncertainties.
Where will Madam get Kameza if I get an accident and can't work? If anything happens to me, what will Junior eat?
Kale Musa is still in the hospital. Guy is missing a lot of money here.
With a monthly payment of only 3,000 shillings off your Equity personal account for Equi-Life Insurance, you will be entitled to 50,000 shillings hospital cash per night spent in a registered facility, up to 20 nights every year. And your family will receive 3 million shillings in case of your death. Visit your nearest Equity agent to sign up today or call 0312 327 000 for assistance.
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the Government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has two subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher development projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Ginger Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Moving on now, National Unity Platform's Kawempe Member of Parliament, Arias Luimba's Nalukola's legal team, has expressed concern towards the court for not allowing them to cross-examine all the 31 witnesses in the election petition filed by NRM's Farida Nambi Chigongo, challenging Nalukola's victory. According to court, since some of the allegations by the witnesses in this matter were not objected by the respondents, there is no need to have them cross-examined, as we hear in this story.
National Resistance Movement's Farida Nambi Chigongo still awaits to challenge the National Unity Platform Elias Luimba's Nalukora's victory. In Kawempe North Member of Parliament,
Farida Nambi Chigongo filed the petition against Serious Luimbas in Nalukola and the Electoral Commission, alleging election illegalities. During the last court sitting, Nalukola's legal team asked court to allow them cross-examine all the 31 witnesses presented to court by NRM's Farida Nambi Chigongo, to which Nambi's legal team objected. The presiding judge, Bernard Namanya, dismissed the application.
If all parties agree that in these 14 polling stations there were no results, what then should be the reason for cross-examining these witnesses when everybody agrees to what we are stating in our petition?
In the court's ruling, court allowed Nambi to cross-examine 6 witnesses from the respondents, and Nalukola's legal team will cross-examine 10 witnesses out of 31 witnesses from Nambi's side.
But if you have 30 days, why do you limit the trial to 3 days? Note that the decision to deny us leave to appeal means we do not have any winning. These are matters we are going to venture into as lawyers.
Justice should not be delayed, but still justice should not be rushed. Yes, we respect the judge, but we do not agree with his decision.
Nalukola's legal team, however, expressed concern towards court for not allowing them to cross-examine all the 31 witnesses presented to court by Nambi.
We've been in over 60 election petitions, maybe even 100 petitions. There's not been any election petition as hurried as this one.
Because they even tried to apply for appeal when a case had not even a single witness had come to court. But clearly, for them, it has been a delay tactic.
Kawempe North Member of Parliament Elias Luimbas in Nalukola was not pleased with the way court has handled the petition.
Nambi is aware that she wanted to cheat my victory. She brought men and women who caused the havoc in Kawempe North constituency. But the voters themselves stood firm against such violences.
I am not, but to any security agency, harassing or beating people or harming people in any way. That is just political propaganda. And I have even personally visited some of them.
Judge Bernard Namanya set 13th May 2025 to start the full hearing of the petition.
We shall now go ahead to present all our witnesses as directed by the court tomorrow morning. As to whether this matter is proceeding fast, that is a requirement of the law. Rule 13 of the Parliamentary Election Petitions Rules requires that the petition is heard and determined within 30 days.
In the last Kawempe North constituency by-elections, Elias Luimbas in Nalukola won the elections with 17,764 votes, while NRM's Farida Nambi Chigongo got 8,593 votes. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansoga, UBC News.
Ministry of Works and Transport has introduced a data tracking system to track vehicles and errant drivers who cause accidents. This was revealed by Fred Byamukama, the State Minister for Works and Transport, while addressing the media on the forthcoming road safety marathon to take place here in Kampala.
The main aim of Safety Marathon is to create awareness among motorists and road users, and in turn to curb rampant accidents on our roads.
According to the Uganda Police Traffic Road Report of 2024, that's the year back because we have not completed 2025, Uganda lost 5,144. Those are people dead and they will never come back. Road traffic crashes are estimated to cost 5% of our GDP, which would be used to fund other much needed public services. The Road Safety Marathon is a collective activity aimed at raising awareness of the road safety challenges in our country and leading to act. This is about fostering a sense of shared responsibility for road safety among all road users.
Legacy Road Safety is spearheading the initiative, working hand in hand with the Ministry of Works and Transport.
We are also unveiling another months long of campaigns and awareness and sensitization and the training of first responders and equipping them to be able to offer first aid to crash victims.
Meanwhile, tax owners across the country have been encouraged to form circles in order to ease in the tracking down of errant drivers and streamlining of their operations.
That's why we have gone back. I want these tax people, if you're operating, you have to operate in an association. For example, if you're Gayaza route, Kampala, Kawempe, Gayaza. So you have an association as tax people there. We are advising police very soon we shall remove those brandings inside where they say Kampala Gayaza stage. We want to put Gayaza Drivers Association stage so that when you cause an accident, we know you. If you are from Ruero, instead of putting Ruero Karaji stage, let's put Ruero Drivers Association. If you make an accident, we know this taxi is from an association of Ruero so that we can also punish them.
Proceeds from the marathon slated for 31st May 2025 at Old Kampala Secondary School will support community in improving trauma care and training first responders to road crashes. Winnie Ainembabas Katire and Dan Rugemwa for UBC.
The International War Crimes Division Court in Kampala has read fresh charges against Machinda West Member of Parliament Alan Sewanyana and 4 co-accused. The charges include terrorism, murder and aiding and abetting terrorism. The fresh charges follow prosecution dropping all charges against the late Muhammad Sejirinya.
Machinda West Member of Parliament Alan Sewanyana, Mike Sirwadda, Jackson Kanyike, Johnny Mugerwa and Bulu Wamala are still facing offences of machete killings that occurred in Masaka and Rengo district. Following the death of Muhammad Segirinya, prosecution during the last court sitting dropped all the charges against the deceased. Fresh charges against the accused, including the charge of terrorism, murder and attempted murder, were read unto the accused. The case presided over by Judge Alice Komhanj Kauka at the International War Crimes Division Court in Kampala.
With intent to intimidate the public or a section of the public for political, religious, social, economic aim that you indiscriminately and without regard to the safety of others or property directly involve yourselves or you are complicit in the murder of Mugerwa Chiza Francis.
Other offences include financing terrorism activities against Honorable Alan Sewanyana, where prosecution alleges that Sewanyana financed the accused Michael Sirwadda, Jackson Kanyike, Johnny Mugerwa and Bulu Wamala to carry out machete killings in Masaka and Rengo district.
Knowing or having reason to believe that the support will be applied for or in connection with the preparation or commission or instigation of acts of terrorism. Honorable Sewanyana, have you had an understood charge?
The accused were not allowed to take plea. During the pre-trial hearing, prosecution disclosed to the defense legal team some of the evidence and the exhibits they intend to rely on during the hearing.
So far what we have are statements of the accused persons. We have the photographs of the scene of crime. We are very ready. What we've done today shows our readiness. So we are ready, and that will be exhibited when we file our submissions.
Lady Justice Alice Komhanj Kauka has directed prosecution to file its submissions before 12th June 2025, and the defense will respond to the submissions thereafter.
If according to our analysis, we as the defense lawyers, the documents disclosed to us do not prove the ingredients of the charges against our clients, then there is a high chance that the court might go ahead and acquit or dismiss the charges against our clients.
Court will deliver its ruling. On 26th July 2025, Alan Sewanyana's bail application was extended, while the co-accused were further remanded. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subuga, UBC News.
The Uganda People's Defence Forces, UPDF soldiers, have had the opportunity to interact with the community through various activities like sports and medical outreach. This engagement took place during a community event organized by Kaka Ismail Lubega Othman, an aspiring member of parliament for Kakuto constituency on the NRM ticket.
The event at Kabonero Playground in Kakuto Sub-County Chotera District started with a football match between Wazalendo FC and Kabonero FC. The match engaged residents and soldiers from Sangobe Barracks, but ended in 1-1 draw before Wazalendo FC triumphed 4-3 in a penalty shootout. The winning team was awarded a goat, a trophy, and medals.
Kulokuba gwe bino tubadde tuludde okubiraba webale nnyo.
Captain Benjamin Ekusai, political of Sangobe Barracks, praised the cooperation between the army and residents.
And we provide whatever services we always have to provide. Like in the barracks, we have got a hospital. We have got a health hospital there. We even admit, and civilians come. I think we receive like 50 per day, 50 to 100 per day. So it's really very important to interact with the local community. And again, this kind of activity, this sports activity, helps the youth, those who promote their talents. Because you are very much aware we have got Uganda Premier League.
During the ceremony, Kaka Ismail Lubega Uthman distributed farming inputs, including seeds and spray pumps to the youth.
Ne bangamba ffe ekizibu kye tulina bw'otufunira ebbomba ezifuuyira n'otufunirayo ne ku nsigo ogenda kuba otutaddeko ettaffaali. Badde nsaba chairman wange wa NRM Kabonera ne chairman Peter mbakwasa ebbomba ezo mubeere nga muzikwasa abantu baffe abagenda okubeera nga batwala obulimi mu maaso.
He emphasized peace in enabling such interactions, noting that once trusted with leadership, he will ensure greater development initiatives at the grassroots.
Ngenda kusaba Captain Benjamin osembere wano mu maaso onkwatire embuzi eno ogintwalire Kano Kenneth Wandera, Brigade Commander 305 Esangobe, olw'omulimu omulungi gwatukoledde mu kitundu okubeera nga ataddemu emirembe abaana n'abawa discipline ne babeera nga tusobola n'okubeera nga tukuŋŋaana.
To Luengo district now, where leaders in Luengo district have called on government to reconsider the parish development model, PDM, and other policies to ensure equitable service delivery that benefits all citizens, not just specific parishes. This was during the NRM rally dubbed Buganda Form 70, which served as a platform to discuss solutions to challenges faced by citizens and to mobilize support for the NRM in Luengo district.
Thousands of NRM supporters, local leaders, members of parliament and ministers gathered in Luengo district for the Uganda Form 7 rally.
NRM kyeyagala mu kisanja kino we kiggwerako na kiri ekiddako nga ku buli muluka kuliko ka banka kaakwo nga teweetaaga kugenda wa manelenda.
During the rally, local leaders cited challenges including inadequate service delivery, citing issues such as lack of electricity, poor health services, and land disputes.
The UMEME and UEDCL and Ministry of Energy have been missing in action in Luengo. So on account of distribution of power, we score 0 in Luengo. When it comes to the supply of clean water, our people still share water with the animals, in dams, in rivers, in swamps, suffering from diseases that are waterborne.
Although they commended the government for the over 13 billion Ugandan shillings allocated to the district under the PDM initiative, there was an appeal for remodeling of the PDM program to ensure that more households benefit.
Parish development model has been tailored to be reactive to the number of parishes. Our parishes, like the parish of Ndagwe, has 26 LOCs. We have parishes that have 6 LOCs. The two are sharing the same amount of money.
Chiliowa Chiwanuka, the Attorney General, And the chief guest at the ceremony assured the locals that the NRM government is committed to ensuring that no one is left behind in the social and economic transformation agenda.
Kubaba minisita bonna tubalina ensonga zonna ze mwogera leero baminisita bazikolako bali mu Buganda caucus n'olwekyo ensonga zammwe zigenda kukolebwa.
Other participants at the rally shared their thoughts.
Ebirungi Museveni yabikola ki? Byonna byendeza mu disitulikiti Museveni yampa munyambeko twagire taata wange Museveni.
Nti essuubi lyaffe essuubi lyammwe enkulaakulana yammwe erimu NRM.
Rebecca Natongo, Kenneth Tanaba, UBC News.
Let's take yet another short break and return with the latest in business.
Techno and MTN. Together, our flash snap is unstoppable. Grab the Techno Camon 40 series and get free 9 GB of MTN data valid for 3 months. Don't wait. Get your Techno Camon 40 today at Techno stores and MTN outlets. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
We used to run, but most of the time we were running away from something. But nowadays, everything seems different. People still run, but they are running towards something. They run to test their limits, to break new records. And when we do it right, we inspire others.
The inaugural Coffee Marathon, uplifting rural coffee women, 24th May at Africa Coffee Park, Ntungamo.
Come, let us run.
To register, dial *217 *413 #. Choose option 4. Or scan the event QR code or visit the website to choose the race options. Brought to you by Inspire Africa Group.
Africa is rising. A continent rich in potential, powered by a new generation of visionaries. From cutting-edge technologies to transformative industries, Africa is shaping its own future. Bold, sustainable, and value-driven. Inspire Africa Group welcomes you to the first Africa Business Forum, which will be held at Africa Coffee Park under the theme Innovation, Industrialization and Value Addition on the 23rd of May 2025. The chief guest will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of Uganda, and His Excellency Dr. Samoei William Ruto, President of Kenya. Come, engage with the key policymakers, forge strategic partnerships, and unlock new markets. Join us as we reshape Africa's economic future.
Uganda Development Forum, in partnership with Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, is organizing a 2-day Musevenomics Conference on the 29th and 30th of May 2025. The conference is dedicated to exploring Uganda's revolutionary economic model under the theme, Sustaining Musevenomics, hence navigating Uganda's economic future in a disrupted world. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the chairman of Uganda Development Forum, General Salem Saleh, will lead a team of distinguished speakers in economics and development. The Musevenomics Conference 2025 is sponsored by Uganda Development Forum in partnership with Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Uganda Development Corporation, Parish Development Model, and Operation Wealth Creation.
Welcome back. Let's have a look at business news now. And the 4-acre model, an initiative of President Yoweri Museveni, has been adopted in Teso sub-region, with civil servants now participating in it. A PDF soldier operating from Bukedea district has adopted this model, and now you can get this story.
A UPDF officer from Kowena village in Kowena Parish, Kowena Sub-County, Sergeant Richard Obenen, has successfully integrated agriculture into his life despite his security duties.
We are very many who do agriculture, only that we are not much exposed to this kind of life. Like when a soldier gets a loan, he wishes to go home and do agriculture.
Inspired by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's call for household income generation, Sergeant Obenen began his farming journey 5 years ago with just 6 passion fruit seedlings. With a loan from the Wazalendo Sacco, he gradually expanded his operations and now earns more than 500,000 shillings per month.
I was given around 13 million. I could watch the president when he's moving in various places. He was mostly focusing on agriculture. I came home and I sat with my wife. What crop can we really do? Which commercial crop can we really do? We tried maize. We didn't get much. And then when I moved around, I checked on passion fruit farms. I told her, let's try passion, whether it can handle in this soil of ours. We tried with only 6 passion fruits and they're really doing very well.
Obenen has developed a range of farm enterprises, demonstrating the viability of intensive farming even on small plots.
Easter, I supplied hens to Mbale, Soroti, to Kumi, Bukedia, even in the local market within here. I had 750 hens. I also have turkeys in the same 1 acre. I have ducks, I have goose. Out of that loan, I managed to have a shallow well, and I have irrigation in my farm. Though I have insufficient water since it is a shallow well.
He says the farm not only sustains his family but also supports the livelihoods of others in his village, offering employment and mentorship to young people interested in agriculture.
So my son daji masum kadangese shani kingi sodi si cheboro dikamu to se akurna pana ngora dumi kapulu pepo tukuru kingo di kakapulu anangora agya ono loka.
Today, what started with just 6 seedlings has grown into a farm valued at over 6 million annually, serving as a model for sustainable, small-scale agriculture. Obenen shared the types of support, such as improved seedlings and technical training, that could help him expand further and support more community members. Report compiled.
World News Now, and Pope Leo the 14th has held an audience with media representatives at the Vatican Auditorium, saying peace begins with each of us, with the way we look at others, listen to others, and talk about others. In this sense, the way we communicate is of fundamental importance. Pope Leo the 14th reiterated the Church's solidarity with journalists who are imprisoned for seeking and reporting the truth.
Hey, good morning, and thank you for this wonderful reception. They say when they clap at the beginning, it doesn't matter much. If you're still awake at the end and you still want to applaud, thank you very much.
And that was Pope Leo the 14th there, of course, addressing some journalists gathered from across the world. Now, sports news. Teso Zone's Bukedia Comprehensive School beat Chadondo SS from Wakiso Zone 8-7 in post-match penalties during the second quarter-final of the 2025 Uganda Secondary Schools Sports Association Boys Football in Ingora District. Normal time of this interesting contest had ended 1 goal apiece. Take a watch.
This was the second shootout victory for Bukedia Comprehensive in the championship after their 5-4 win over Western Zone's Mavra SS at the round of 32. While St. Mary's Chitende dismantled rivals Chibuli SS a 3-0 to storm a place in the semi-final stage.
The game was fair. It's unfortunate that we conceded a very late goal, but the boys played very well. I'm impressed with their performance, and it's a learning experience for the lads.
Bukedia Comprehensive School joins Busoga Zone's Ginger Progressive Academy and St. Mary's Boarding Secondary School at the semi-finals of 2025 Uganda Secondary School Sports Association Boys Football. The semi-final will be played on Tuesday 13th May 2025 ahead of the final showdown the following day 14th. Naba Chibidorin Malaika, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyomo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma wishing you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Thank you very much for being with us on UBC television or TV, and all